Hey everyone, Daniel here, and I am with Tommy Lee Edwards at NC Comicon Oak City. Now Tommy, you are one of the proprietors of NC Comicon.
Yep.
So first off, how have you been enjoying the con so far this year?
Great. This one, this is our second time in Raleigh at the convention center, and it's a little more relaxed than the Durham one, just mostly because it's a little bit newer and I don't have quite as much going on. But yeah, no, it's great. It's like this started out as our year before last, just like a one-day little comics show, and there really seemed to be like a lot of fans really wanting to have another cool event, especially in Raleigh in the spring. So yeah, so that's it.
Yeah. So now you've one of the big things that you've been doing recently is Mother Panic over at the Young Animals imprint. How did you get involved in that?
So Mother Panic started with Gerard Way and I wanted to work together, and he came to NC Comicon in Durham year before last, and
that was a big year.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, and then just kind of during that convention, we spent more time together before and after the convention, and tried to come up with some fun stuff to do. We were going to do a Batman project, and then that turned into us talking to DC about doing this stuff, and then it eventually, Gerard had this character idea called Mother Panic and had done a sketch, and then it was really cool looking, and then we just kind of started from there, and then eventually pitched it to DC, and then that ended up becoming the whole Young Animal line.
Yeah.
And Gerard had wanted to do a Doom Patrol forever, and him and Shelley Bond, the editor at DC, were wanting to make that happen, and then finally everything kind of came together, and then added Shade and Cave Carson, and so yeah, so I did the first three, and then got John Paul Leon and Sean Crystal to come in and do story arcs to help out, because there's no way I can do a monthly book. And also I have lots of other non-comic stuff that I'm doing. And then I'm coming back to Mother Panic, and I'm also going to be not just illustrating Mother Panic, I'm also going to be doing some writing on Mother Panic.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
So
that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so that's really fun. I'm excited.
Now, you've also been doing covers for the IDW M.A.S.K series.
Yeah.
Now, as well as the backing material for that in the, I guess, Boulder Hill kind of column. Is that like the official name for it?
I think so. They wouldn't let me do T-Bob, Never Forget. But yeah, no, that's yeah, I was a big M.A.S.K fan as a kid, so it all worked out perfectly. And David Hedgecock, the editor at IDW, we had worked together on Winter World, and man, it just kind of worked out. Like I don't think he didn't have any idea what a M.A.S.K fan I was, so when he asked me to do the covers, I kind of flipped out, you know. So, but then he realized that I knew everything about M.A.S.K, so that's why so the back matter stuff, I contacted fans and interviewed Doug Stone, who did the main voices on the show, and all this stuff. It was fun. And my assistant here, Helen, she helps me with all the M.A.S.K stuff, right? So if not for her, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So she helps with all the interviewing and all that stuff. So
yeah. Well, I mean, it's you know, I really your covers have been really something
cool. Yeah, that's
really
fun.
Awesome to see.
I'm kind of like trying to stay truthful to the source material that I liked when I was a kid, but kind of make it like even cooler, which is, you know, when you're a kid, you imagine it in your head, it's even cooler than a toy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the motorcycle looks more like a real motorcycle,
yeah.
You know, stuff like that, you know? So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask
I'll talk to you in a little bit. We'll figure out some food stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I was going to ask, you've one of the things I noticed about your covers was you tended to skew towards the classic designs.
Yeah.
Even though in like as far as the interior goes, they've got like updated designs for the helmets and all that. Was that like and like IDW? Was that just like are they good about giving you that creative freedom to like essentially like to do what you want for the covers?
Yeah, almost completely. Sometimes I go too far with it. There was a cover recently that I wanted to do a character and certain things that just aren't even in the book. It's like if I wanted to draw Scott and T-Bob, those are characters that aren't in the comic at all. So I've had to sort of, meet halfway. But yeah, I mean, they know that I'm doing the retro classic stuff, and I almost wrote some M.A.S.K stuff, but if it was retro stuff, I can do it.
Yeah.
But the new stuff, I'm not as familiar with it, so I feel like that's like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So I think that with my covers, it's a nice way to acknowledge the old school fans, and that's what I'm trying to do, but also not alienate new readers.
Right.
And still make it. I'm also thinking about like a younger audience a little bit, and like think of like what excited me about M.A.S.K when I was, in like 5th grade, whatever, so.
I'm definitely. I was not a M.A.S.K kid.
Yeah, of
course. That was before my time. But I definitely since then I've kind of gone and looked into it. And there's actually it's actually really cool. The cartoon has. You got to watch it with a certain mind frame.
Well, and there are certain episodes that are amazing, and certain episodes that are terrible. But some of the terrible ones are so bad they're amazing. My daughter she'll go, "Man, can we watch M.A.S.K?" She's 15, and she loves watching M.A.S.K because we will just sit and cry laughing at how stupid it is. But then there's like all of a sudden an episode where you're like, "Oh my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen." So.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a funny show.
All right, so other than that top secret information that I totally had to cut out, what can you tell us?
Well, I do like lots of other illustration stuff, so like Star Wars stuff and posters and books and magazines and games, and design a lot of movie stuff, and so like I'll do more of that stuff, and comics is always more, I do it because I really love doing it, but lately I've been doing more of my own creations outside of comics, so a lot of animation, and I've got 2 projects. One is with Google and YouTube, that is something like an animated thing I'm writing and directing, and that is in an early stage, and then an animated project with Fox that I'm writing and directing, so those for TV.
Nice.
So those are things that I'm been trying to make happen for years, and so finally some of them are coming together, and so trying to, these are like pet project, dream projects for me, stuff I really want to do, so I'm focusing on that stuff a lot, which is another reason why I'm not drawing Mother Panic for a while, and trying to focus on that, doing a lot of writing, and then I'm like,
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I am with that stuff, and then either I might get really busy real soon, or a lot of that stuff just takes a long time. So that's what's nice about Mother Panic and stuff, is I can sort of chip away at a story arc here and there, and some stuff, and still keep my hand in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Cool.
All right, well, thank you for your time. It's great talking with you.
You too. Good to see you.
From NC Comicon Oak City, I'm Daniel Adkins.